When the Nintendo Switch first came out, everybody and their uncles were on a manhunt for a new Smash Bros. Game. This, of course, put Nintendo in a tough spot, because Smash 4 just came out on the Wii U less than 3 years prior, and it damn near killed Masahiro that Smash Bros. Guy Sakurai. The only options it seemed like N-Dog had were to either port Smash 4 over like they did with Mario Kart 8, or to make a new game altogether. One option would have gotten the game out quicker, but it'd have been disappointing, while the other option would have taken longer and, well, let's be honest, a big chunk of the Smash fanbase will always find reasons to be disappointed anyway. What eventually ended up happening was Sakurai rolled his sleeves up, put an IV in his arm, and tried his hardest to make the best game possible by the end of 2018. So in that sense, the game was technically rushed, but if you ask my questionably plump rump, I think this was by far the most brilliant solution Nintendo could have come up with. Why is that, you ask? Well, borrow your uncle's credit card without his permission and never return it, pour yourself a little bit of the bubbly, press the subscribe button if you haven't already, and allow me, the world's tallest man Cameron all one word, to tell you why rushing Smash Ultimate to the Nintendo Switch was a genius move. Alright, so given the fact that Smash Ultimate only had a handful of new characters at launch, it's kinda like Nintendo met fans in the middle of porting Smash 4 over and making a new game. Some of you might already know this, but Sakurai's main goal with Ultimate was to bring every old character back into the fold, which I'd imagine was his attempt at accomplishing the impossible task of trying to please everybody in the Smash community. The theory was probably that if the game has everything the older ones did, then it'd be hard to argue that it's not the greatest. And in my opinion, I think they kinda hit the ball out of the park trying to accomplish that goal, but I guess that's a topic for another video. Along with announcing that all the old characters would be coming back though, Sakurai made it clear right off the bat that there wouldn't be too many new characters in the game due to the time constraints. Despite trying to lower fans' expectations of getting an assload of new characters though, Sakurai still went above and beyond by delivering way more content than most expected. There were still some popular characters and features missing, sure, but for having less than 3 years, I think Smash Ultimate lived up to its name to the point where I'd have been completely happy even without any extra content. Fast forward 9 months later though, and the game's already been significantly improved thanks to DLC tossing unexpected third-party characters and stages into the mix. And as if that was somehow not enough, it was revealed that these 5 extra characters are only the first wave and that there'd be even more content added later on. So if you're unhappy with Piranha Plant or any of the other 5 characters, then there's still hope that your characters might make the cut. And I think that's where the brilliance lies in the release now add DLC later method. Not only did it allow fans to play Smash sooner this way, but Nintendo also didn't have to sacrifice quality to make it happen either. If you weren't happy with a Smash Bros. Game in the past, then you kinda just had to deal with it and wait for the next console. But now, thanks to the power of the World Wide Web, fans have a chance to speak up about what they want. Rather than making us wait years for a game that ends up disappointing people anyway, rushing the game out as soon as possible allows Sakurai to mold the game as time goes on to make it as close to being Ultimate as possible. Like, when fans were initially asking for Waluigi, I'm pretty sure Sakurai thought it was just a meme and everybody was joking. But now that they've made it perfectly clear that they're serious, maybe Sakurai could please that crowd too. But then again, after how you guys treated him, don't be surprised if the Sackmaster leaves you hanging. Some might say it's scammy to release part of a game now only to charge more for the rest of it later, and in many cases I'd actually agree with that. But if you honestly don't think the core Smash Ultimate experience is worth $60, and there's probably nothing that's gonna please you. I mean, just look at how much Super Nintendo games used to cost 2 decades ago and try telling me that $85 for Smash Ultimate and all the DLC is a ripoff. The game's outstanding without any of the optional DLC, and even better with it. It's not another case of being charged for extra content that's already in the disc or cartridge, nor is it a matter of rushing an incomplete game to retail. Plus, adding all these third-party characters into the game can't be cheap after all, so if paying extra leads to more unlikely optional characters, then I'm all for it. And not only that, but releasing the game over time gives Sakurai the chance to update the game at his own pace without losing his mind. And that's obviously a tad bit important if Smash is even gonna have a future at all. I don't think it's a coincidence that the exact dates for DLC are never revealed, and I think that's how it should be. It prevents Sakurai from burning out due to a deadline, and it ensures the characters are done right. I mean, people usually complain about the characters being OP, but even so, they could always be nerfed with updates.
Do you want it done fast, or do you want it done right?
Sakurai clearly wanted to get away from Smash to keep his sanity, but because he loved it so much, he couldn't bear the thought of anybody else getting their grubby paws on it. And since the above-average sized den needed a Smash game on the Switch ASAP, releasing DLC over time really was the best solution. It was more lucrative, safe, and it ensured higher quality than locking old Saki in a room for a few years hoping fans would like what he came out with. I mean, the guy pours his heart, soul, and ass into Smash, so imagine how he must feel when a new game comes out and all people focus on are what he didn't put in the game rather than what he did. To be honest, now that we've got Joker and Banjo, I'm completely content with Smash as it is. So even though Dixie Kong would be nice, personally, I'd prefer Sakurai just worked on another game instead of adding even more DLC. However, the needs of the many outweigh the wants of literally just me. So if the Sackman's gonna make an already perfect game even more perfecter, then not only will I not complain, but I'll happily keep spending my money on new characters instead of paying child support. I mean, Sakurai's certainly done a lot more to deserve it than my dumbass kid anyway. There is the issue of physical copies of the game missing all the extra content though, which means that once the Switch is dead and can't receive updates, the bonus content's gonna be impossible to get, which is bad for game preservation. But they could always release a definitive version later on, and besides, for a competitive game like Smash, I'd much prefer DLC over releasing a new sequel every year like most sports games do. A lot of companies love abusing DLC, but to me, this is the perfect way to handle it. The core game's easily worth full retail price, the bonus content wasn't started till after the game was already finished. They make sure the bonus content that's provided is worth every penny, and Nintendo even made a little extra money in the process themselves. So any way you look at it, Smash DLC is a win-win for everybody except this one full-grown man right here. Frig that guy, if you ever see him, tell him that I think he's a person of dubious character of whom which I feel no affinity. Or, you know, just tell him he's a wiener, I don't know. But anyway though, what do you think of the Smash Ultimate DLC? Would you rather have waited a few more years for a Smash game to come included with all this extra content? Are you glad to have gotten the game sooner with the option to choose what content you wanted? And also, what characters do you want to see added to the game? Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll try my goddamnedest to respond to everybody. But let me tell you, if there's two people who deserve to be Smash Ultimate DLC, then it would definitely be today's patrons of the day, John Polish Impossible to Say and T-Joss Daints. If you want to be badasses like these two, then consider supporting FU Game Crew on Patreon for loot boxes in the mail and other wacky rewards. And if you want to make a cameo, then send pictures or videos of you rocking any FU Game Crew merch like these legendary human beings you see before you. As always, like and share this video anywhere on the internet to help this channel grow. And if you want to prove that you're not down with registered sex offenders, then go ahead and press the subscribe button if you haven't already. My name's Cameron, all one word, and I'll be back with more videos soon.
So I want to say thank you to your loyalty, thank you for your support.